for the egusi soup, you can see I have washed it and rinsed it out. Okay, this is just the final water to rinse it, so it's ready to be blended. And then I'm using regular onions, white onion, 1.5. Of course, we Africans, we love our food spicy. I love it medium spicy, not too hot. So I have habanero pepper here. So you can get this from any grocery store. Giant shoppers, you know, they carry them. So that's, in my language, we call it ikpewuho. And of course, I have grains to go with the soup. And that is some chopped collard green. I'm going to be mixing that up with spinach. Okay, so this is some spinach, okay, chopped frozen spinach that I'm going to add onto the soup. Those are the ingredients that we need. And then of course palm oil. I don't like to use a whole lot of palm oil. I intentionally make every effort to minimize the quantity of palm oil that I use, again because it is because of its high volume in cholesterol. Okay, so the only thing that I cook in my kitchen with palm oil is soup, African soup, and again I use it in very limited quantity. Okay, so this is what I need to complete my final soup. So now next step is to blend this melon and fry it. I'm going to blend the egusi into a very smooth fine paste. Okay, so of course this I drain off from that, and I'm going to add some clean water, just normal room temperature water, to blend it. We are looking for a very smooth, fine paste consistency. That will be our desired end products from this. Again, power it up and blend. So right now, after running through 3 circles, so we do have our desired end product, smooth, fine paste. Okay, so since my pan is ready on the stove, I'm just going to pour this right into the pan. We finished blending the paste, so you have the 2 batch of the egusi paste. You can see in here, so we have the stove on medium high. So the goal is to dry out the liquid so that the egusi can be fluffy and not soupy. Okay, some people cook egusi soup and it's very pasty. I don't like that. I prefer my egusi soup to be, you know, kind of fluffy. So I like the fluffiness of egusi soup. So I'm just gonna let that increase the heat. Actually, it's on low. Okay. Yeah, my burner was on low, so that's why I wasn't seeing any much heat. So it's gonna heat up. You don't cover it because you want the water to evaporate out. So here I usually like to add a dash of seasoning, just to season the egusi itself. What is the seasoning? The perfect seasoning. You can use salt. Rather than using direct salt, I like to use herb seasoning. Okay. So, and here we have the stock of fish, meats, and oxtail, as well as turkey, ready before the egusi soup is poured into it, which is going to be the final step. Okay, so as you can see, preparing African dish has a series of steps to it, but it is fun when you get to sit down at the table and enjoy it with your family. You know, you reap the reward. So we just drying this out, and I don't want it to stick to the bottom, so hence you are hearing the spoon rubbing against the bottom of the pan to prevent that from happening. So you want to stir almost continuously about 15 minutes. Now at most 15 minutes, you can see it's fluffy, you know, it's no more soupy, and that is a very fine production of egusi. Chopped up onions and the habanero pepper. So this is Mama Naija's kitchen. Once again, we are still in the process of completing our egusi soup. Don't get discouraged that there are multiple steps to it. The end product is what you are looking forward to. I always use 1 tin tomatoes. This is a small 6-ounce tomato paste. I tend to stay away from fresh tomato with egusi soup. Egusi soup is one soup that can easily go bad. I learned that pretty good when I was growing up in my teenage years. So if you make egusi soup with fresh tomatoes, if that tomatoes is not fully cooked into it, that soup can easily go sour. Power it up and blend. The palm oil is a little bit thick. So one thing I always try to do is to see how you can create African dish and be able to enjoy it. So I have my blended tomato paste and the tomato paste with the onion and habanero pepper. So that is going into the palm oil to be fried. We are going to fry the egusi. Remember our dried egusi. So I'm going to pour that into this paste. So just gently mix it in. You can see it's not a whole lot of palm oil because you don't see palm oil flowing. Just gonna pour that in. Mix this in slowly. You know, you don't want to be rough because you want to preserve your fish, so it's not all in crumbs. So I just want to mix this in. And remember, one of our ingredients today was the chopped collard green. So I'm going to add this whole bag into it. Again, the theme of Mama's Naija kitchen is to always create healthy dishes. So adding greens to your food, give it some color, vibrancy, as well as some necessary vitamins. Your vegetables are is the last thing you want to add on, because this is spinach. Spinach is very weak greens, so does not tolerate much of heat. So to avoid excessive heat while still retaining the nutritional value, you want to add the spinach last. You know, collard green is tougher than spinach. So you add that, just mix it in, let it boil, simmer, you know, for another 2 minutes, and your soup is ready. Again, my people, I salute you now. This pot of Egusi soup is a symbol of love from Mama Naija's kitchen. The goal of all of this creation is that you are able to, you know, pick some values from this cooking debut, so that you can replicate it or even do better, you know, creative soup, creative dishes that you and your family will enjoy. In my own very mother's tongue, I say, Okimbwefo. See you all again.